NuMedia TV in London.
Warning! The following program contains graphics and images that some people may find disturbing and traumatizing. Some of the violent content may be too intense for some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. NuMedia TV.
Fair Use Act Disclaimer. Fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as nonprofit, criticism, news reporting, comment, teaching, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Content disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this media or comments on this channel are those of the speakers or authors, and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos and audios may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. This channel's owner claims no copyright to said content. The broadcaster of this channel cannot be held accountable to the copyrighted content. The broadcaster of this channel is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify the accuracy of such information, but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this channel.
On this social media network, we aim to address Nigeria's socio-cultural and political problems in areas of national identity, conflict, poverty, endemic corruption, inequality, nepotism, terrorism, agitation, high level of child mortality, unemployment, poor health and education, collapsed in infrastructure, cultism, ritual killings, herdsman crisis, tribalism and home violence.
As a precaution, this channel would also like to state unequivocally that we have all rights to use in all of our media broadcasts over 700 royalty-free tunes. These entire package was purchased and delivered by email. Tuesday, January 12, 2021 at 17:17 hours in London from soundsbest.com and a paid subscription and program from Movavi Video Editor.
NuMedia TV. Beyond the headlines. News in its purest form. Live stream with confidence. Contact us on +44 208 180 0433, Voice over Internet Protocol. WhatsApp +44 7467 634 822. The live stream will start soon. Please like, subscribe, share and to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone. Yes, I welcome each and every one of you to another great show, another great event. I disappeared for a while on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter for some time. There are reasons for such disappearance. Yes, there are reasons. And I'm going to tell you those reasons. Today's Sunday, the 29th day of the 10th month of October 2023. The time currently in London is exactly 1300 hours, 1 o'clock London time. Now, for the benefit of those that are watching the live stream in location 9, we are 1 hour behind because of the time that went backwards, 2 a.m. this morning. So if it is 1 o'clock London time, it will be 12 o'clock in location 9. The Greenwich Meridian time. So officially, if the clock should go backward here in the United Kingdom, it is a signal to tell each and every one of us that winter is here. So officially, we are in the winter season that will take us through the next maybe 3 to 4, 5 months into spring. Spring is going to come up March, April, the month of fertility. You see, I told many of you long time ago that this world that we live in is run in symbols and in code. Many of the symbols are encrypted in nearly all of the religions of the world, and all the codes are equally encrypted in them, symbols and in code. As we go into this new show tonight or this afternoon in London, don't forget, I'm still yours and truly, Frank Bello, live in London. Yes, many things happened. Facebook struck me as well. And I'm going to explain to you. Facebook struck me because of the uniform. I'm not going to mention that uniform. I wore a particular uniform for a fake dodgy latex Muhammadu Buhari in 2015. That fake dodgy Muhammadu Buhari that I know so well, that many people still don't know. Was unable to contest everything. So I wore him that fake dodgy uniform. I contested why Facebook struck me. I seriously contested it. But the reply I got from Facebook was that my actions at the time in 2015 they were searching Facebook, were going through each and every one of all of my postings and live stream. Each and every of my postings and my live stream, sometimes they will come up, they'll say, this person, I've used this person's music, to which I always put up a claim to Facebook and YouTube and all the social media that my page, number one, is not monetized. I don't make money from any of my page. It's not monetized. So, if you're watching my live stream, adverts should not play, because it's never monetized. I know I am such a provocative human being, and I have been extremely successful in my field. So right now, what bothers me most is the discharge of my duties to God and to humanity. Money is nothing. Like I've always said, see, we came into this world with nothing, and we surely will return back to the spiritual source of all creation with nothing. We came into this world because this world is a marketplace, and when you go into the market, you only go into the market to trade with yourselves, and at the end of that trading session, each and everybody will return back home. Nobody, I repeat, nobody sleeps in the market. So you and I, we came down from wherever, and the spiritual source of all creation, in his infinite goodness and mercy, assembled each and every one of us together on the surface of this planet to trade with ourselves. Just like if you go into the market, you see different people buying stuff. Have you ever been to an open market? You've been to market, come on. You will see white, blacks, different shades of colors trading with themselves. Picture the marketplace in Moja, and then picture exactly the same thing with the way God sent you and I down here to interact with ourselves and then to trade. And in the process of that trading, in the same marketplace, you will find out that some people can sell more than the others. So those that can sell more than the others, they've got special talents, skills, to attract customers. They are vendors. They've got that special skills that will draw customers right onto their store or their stall. You know, there are some people in the marketplace, open market, they've got stalls, and there are some people, they've got store. So don't mix stall and store up. Stall, S-T-A-L-L. Store, S-T-O-R-E. There are some people in the marketplace, they've got store. There are some people, they've got store. Now, picture this. Heaven is home, the final home. This world is only temporary for you and I, because we're just passing through. You and I, we're passing through. And for each and every day, take it or you leave it. Believe me or you don't believe me. This was not the same way I was when I was a baby. This was not the same way I was when I was a 10-year-old, when I was 20 years old, when I was 30, when I was 40, 60. I've gone through the stages of development, and right now I'm getting close to the end, because there is a time to be born, there is a time to grow, and there is a time to die. Ìyẹn ni Ebenezer Obey ló fi kọ orin tó ní ìgbà mẹ́ta nígbà ẹ̀dá láyé o, kálẹ̀ sán mi jòrò lọ bàbá. Ìgbà mẹ́ta nígbà ẹ̀dá nílé ayé. Àdúrà tó yẹ ká máa gbà ní kí alẹ́ wa, alẹ́ kó sàn wá ju òwúrọ̀ lọ. Human beings, let me translate that for those that don't understand Yoruba. Human beings, we've got 3 stages in our lives. Morning, the first one. The second one, our afternoon. And the last one, our night. I am at the stage of my night right now. And then the most important thing in those 3 stages, according to Ebenezer Obey, that sang Igba mẹ́ta nígbà ẹ̀dá láyé o, kálẹ̀ sán mi jòrò lọ bàbá. The most crucial for any human being is the 3rd stage of life, night. Let your night be glorified. But your night can only be glorified depending on exactly what you've done from the first 2 stages, your morning and your afternoon. Some people might not even be privileged to live up to the 3rd stage of life, their night. And those that are privileged enough to live up to the last stage, because what God promised an average human being is 3 scores and a 10. 3 scores and a 10. What is a score? S-C-O-R-E. Score. 1 score is 20 years. So 3 scores and a 10 means if you're privileged to live up to 70 years. Any other addition is grace. 3 scores and a 10 is the guarantee that God said, okay, I can preserve you guys before you return unto me, because you and I, believe it or not, we're just mere mortal. We were molded from the clays of the earth. We are not like the angelic beings that were created with light. Angelic beings, the cherubims and the seraphims, high up above us, they were created. Because they were created, and because their own creation is different to you and I, they were light. And that is why till today science cannot defy the speed of light. Science, they've broken sound barriers, and they can continue to break sound barrier, but science will never break the speed of light. Angelic being, it takes them seconds to transcend from their realm onto our own plane in seconds, and then travel back. If we have to make the same journey that the angelic being will take to come down to us in seconds, it will take us 100 million years to get to where they are. 100 million years. That's why science still cannot break the speed of light, because they were molded, they were created with light, and you and I, we were molded from the dust of the earth, and from that dust of the earth makes us mortal and not immortal. Something that was a ghost, an image, likeness of God. This spiritual occupation should have been left to the pastors to preach unto you, but they won't. They preach you prosperity. They ask you to bring in your money and everything onto the altar as sacrifices unto the Lord. You see, the day the black race seek their spiritualism, the day the black race endeavor to go back to the roots of their fathers and their generation, that is the day the black race are liberated. I want to honor my Akure land because I was sent this as Akure anthem. Before we do that, I want you to please watch this. It is very interesting, extremely interesting to see this particular some of this video I'll be posting to you, and then when you see this, I can then go into what we have to talk about later on today. But I want you to check this. Look at this. We're coming here. Watch this.
This is NuMedia TV in London. On this channel, we tell stories through digital content in areas of politics, bad leadership, and governance throughout Africa and the rest of the world. Your feedback and experience is very important to us. It helps us build a more robust community now than ever. If this is your first time on our channels, please don't forget to smash the like button and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's get started.
So these are houses that have been marked for demolition in Lagos. all these fine houses where you see, so they will be demolished by the government in the Lekki area of Lagos. If most of you remember, just last week I made a video where I talk say investing in real estate in Nigeria now is very risky and unsafe because there is no proper documentation of most of these estates. There are no proper planning, and government can wake up any day, say the estate is not in their plan, and they start demolishing. Now this is a typical example of that thing I was talking about. Look at as many as these houses now in this estate are, they are going to be demolished, all of them. These are what, as in, people sweat, people don't spend money, their life saving, everything, invest. They don't convince them. Say the best form of investment now to buy property, now to build a house, now to do this one. Now look at it. They will end up losing their entire property. So first of all, look at the estate, see whether now your estate, see whether you get property in any of these places, see whether you know who gets property in any of these places. Reach out to those people where you know say get property for these places, because right now it's not easy for them. They need to talk to somebody. They need support, like proper support from any of their friends, because they will be going through a lot. These are millions, tens of millions of nairas where people don't hustle, gather up. They see the final date where they give that one now. See the final date. You see Amabi? So it's very, 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 very painful. But at the same time, I blame it on all these real estate developers, because they are all now to just go one place where Bale one sell land, buy from Bale. See this one date now. They see them, Abi. See the date, deadline for this one. Warning, they don't want them. Now they will just see one Bale where they one place. They will just go buy land from her, gather the whole land, give her small money. They know will go confirm from the state government to say, okay, is this property in the proper plan? Because these properties now, they affect the drainage of Lagos. That is why they are going to demolish all of them. But if they had gone to the urban planning or whatever planning in Lagos and get proper permission, not be by cutting corners, settling anybody where they see for there, this is not going to happen. But the thing be say they go reach that, not be say they don't go, they go still reach that ministry of housing or whatever they call them. They go reach there, instead of them to do the proper protocol, do the proper investigation, take their time to sort it out, they will just settle whoever is the commissioner at that time. Forgetting say this commissioner will stay just for 4 years at most, and he will go. Another person will come. That commissioner where he said to now don't collect money, go. You see the effect now. You see the devastating effect of this whole short corners. See, I'm now, they will demolish these five buildings. All of it. And some of them now go to say they are still joking. They don't go move their properties. They go demolish your property, join. May nobody make this thing about tribe. As you can see, this is Lagos. This is Lekki. Every tribe get house for this place where you see. It's not about bad government or whatever. The only place I'll blame government is most of those people in the ministry, they are corrupt. Most of those people in the ministry, they are corrupt, because it's not that these people did not consult them, but most time when they consult them, they will collect bribe and say, go ahead. They will issue them certificate that cannot prove anything. You see fine houses. You see fine houses. So just check on your friends that you know have properties in these areas. Check on them. They are going through a lot. They are going, look at the drainage system, how they use fence. They block drainage system. And now they blame government.
That is exactly where we are. As a race. That is exactly where we are. As a race. Alaja Falaki Alawiye, Helen Ashinobi TK. On behalf having some technical issues, and since I decided I was going to stream today, I know not many people will join us because I'm still working my way out with this new technology that I am using at the moment. So I'm only able to stream onto YouTube, NuMedia TV, and my personal page. But Hello E-Magazine and NuMedia TV on Facebook, I will have to figure out that. Yeah. Technically. You see, when you look at many of those houses in the video that you have just watched, you can see big, mighty homes. And when you look at the planning, don't forget, I know so much about civil engineering, town planning, so much, even though I wasn't one of them, but at least my father was, so I know so much. And when you look at the way those stretch of houses were constructed, they carried the same plan tag. So that means a developer must have been engaged. A developer, perhaps, must have bought that land from someone who happens to be an Omo Onile. And the developer, when you look at the design of those structures, they were all lined up accordingly. Not that somebody built one house and it went over a particular area that it shouldn't have. But the question is, when you find out that the majority of the property owners of that particular land in Lekki that the Lagos state government was about to demolish, telling them that they've built their properties on a canal, you find out that many of them are Nigerians in diaspora. And many of those that are in the diaspora, those Nigerians whose homes were about to be demolished in Lekki, they live in a housing association or social housing estate. Some of them, don't be surprised, maybe nurses. So, where am I going? The reasons why the blacks don't have political say anywhere in the world, in the United States, in England, in Germany, anywhere, is because we don't have economic power. once again. Let's go through this. Maybe you guys will reason with me. Watch this once again. The reasons why blacks will always remain to be at the bottom of the ladder anywhere in the world, and the reasons why whites want to wipe out the black race. Let me tell you, everything is here. Watch this.
The first floor is always economics, because racism is economics. Racism has nothing in the world to do with who you like or who you don't like. It has nothing to do with it. Only when they beat up on you now because they know you don't have any economics. You don't have a basis beneath you. When they drag you to shooting black folk, they're not shooting you because you're black. They're shooting you because of your social economic condition. You're powerless. They know the only thing you're going to do, they shoot 20 blacks tomorrow. Only thing you're going to do is go out and march. That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth. You build that business community and you build factories and industries in there. And you produce wealth and money and income. Then you take that wealth and money and income and you use it to benefit and lift your people. And you use it also to take the surplus capital and you go to the second floor in that 5-story building. On the second floor in that 5-story building, that's politics. That's politics. That's where your politicians are. Quit letting people mislead you about voting. Voting ain't worth a damn if you don't have an economy. I have run political campaigns for presidents, for governors, for attorney generals, for congressional people, for mayors, and city council people. Politics, voting and politics ain't worth a quarter in voting if you don't have an economy. It's money that controls your politics. You take your money on that first floor and the poweronomics concepts that I'm trying to get you all to buy into. You take that money off the first floor, you buy every politician on the second floor. Don't worry about voting, buy them. Be just like the mafia. Be like the mafia. Just buy them. If you can't, you don't have enough money to buy them, then rent or lease them for a while. You rent and lease him. Then you commission him and say, now on this second floor, now that I bought you, just like all this next election, you can see all this money going into all these candidates, billions and millions of dollars. They're buying those politicians. You buy them on the second floor. And then you tell them on the second floor, now, under the poweronomics principles, I bought your rear end. You now take your rear end to the third floor. And on the third floor, that's your court system. I don't care whether it's the Supreme Court or the local superior courts or county courts or city courts or state courts. You buy them. And you tell them on that second floor in the court system, you start taking care of my people and doing right. The courts control the police department. The third floor is the courts and the police department. The police department would not be killing your people and shooting them down if they knew that you had an economy underneath you. They're going to pull in you. How many of you seen police shooting down Jews, for instance, running? How many times they've been shooting down Asians? How many times you see them heard them shooting down American Indians? They only shoot down black folk. You don't have an economy to dictate to the police department or to the court system. Then once you dictate to them, you take that money off this first floor, you go to the fourth floor. Your fourth floor is your media. You all got to start producing media in these communities and take that money and start going into buying media. You got about 12,000 radio stations in the United States, about 12,000 cable systems in the United States, about 5,000 daily newspapers in the United States, and about 5,000 also, what did I miss? Television stations. You own nothing. Out of 12,000 radio stations, you probably now own about 60 or 70. Out of cable system, you don't own any, not one. Television station, you used to own one. out of 5,000. Daily newspaper, you don't own anything. Not one daily newspaper. How in the world can you communicate? How in the world can you mobilize your people when you don't own the media to get in touch with them and tell them what to do? If you right now try to promote something for black folk, most media will not even carry it. Most white corporations won't even buy tickets or ads to help you do it. If you have a black radio station, you cannot have black media unless you got black businesses. Because you need the advertising dollars to keep the business, keep the radio station, the media going. The people say, why can't we own some radio? Because you don't have any businesses to buy the ads. White's not going to buy it. But you can get white racists on TV and on the radio. You can get the Rush Limbaughs or the Hannitys or the O'Reillys on the Fox channel. That whole Fox channel is loaded down with racists. But they get the advertising dollars to stay on the air. You know why? Because you give them the money. I don't see any black folk in America renegotiating their relationships. When did you renegotiate your relationship with white corporations? Saying that if I see you supporting the Fox channel on this negative stuff about black folk, you'll never get another dollar out of the black America. You won't do it. You should be doing it. Y'all should be sending letters every chance you get and calling on the legislature, say any white person on any of the Fox channel out here saying something that implies or suggests or intimates that black folk are stupid, lazy, and dumb, and criminal, we will shut off every dollar coming into your company. They're not scared of you. They got your money for granted. They know they're going to get your dollar because they know you don't have any businesses to buy from. You don't have any alternative places to go get your gasoline, like in Detroit, Michigan, when the Arabs took over 144 out of 146 gas stations. You don't own and control anything. You're dependent on them. They say, we ain't worried about them black folk. They don't have any choice but to come give us their money. We'll kick their butts and they still got to give us their money. And the same thing is true with politics. The Republican Party don't need you. They know they got you locked in box. They know you're going to belong to the Democratic Party. Democratic Party said, we got you locked in box. We don't need you either. Because you see, my people, your leadership has not got enough intellectual credulity and internal fortitude and common sense to say, hey, let's not support either one of the parties. Let's create. You all could be the most powerful people in this nation within 1 or 2 years if you did one single thing. If you withdrew publicly from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and said, we don't need either one of you. We're going to create a black independent party. And in that black independent party, we're going to trick you all because we're not going to run any candidates. I wouldn't run any candidates. I would create me a black independent party. I wouldn't run not one candidate. But I would say this. We're going to vote as a block. You're going to get 43 million black votes. And we will deliver that 43 million black votes to who?
I'm going to post that. You see, that tape, I've played it time after time for a handful of you. I played it before the elections to remind each and every one of you about the power of economics. Economics at the bottom level is the power bank, powerhouse of any society. And what exactly they've done to you is the mere fact that race, the Oyinbo race. They are not your problem. The whites are not your problem. Let us revisit the last presidential elections in Nigeria that brought in Bola Ahmed Tinubu into power. The government of Nigeria, from the beginning, since independence, they've used economic warfare to destroy the Nigerian society. The North, in collaboration with the Southeast, they've used economic power to mess up the Western region, the most prosperous region out of Nigeria. The same way they've used that same economic power to destroy the Southwest since 1960. The same principle is still existing right up until today. But the problem is, many of you Nigerians are screwed up in your heads. Because you're screwed up in your heads, you are unable to decipher certain information. Economic power. A proverb in Yoruba language says, bí àtiṣeṣe ní ayé àná, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà là ń ṣe ní ayé ìgbà tá wà. The way we behaved yesterday is the same way we behave today. Economic power. You see, the three layers I want to lay emphasis on here are the first three, from economic power to politics and then the court systems. I'm not going to go on to the fourth and the fifth layer. Look at what happened in the last elections. Nigerians, the politicians destroyed your economic power. Because you don't have economic powers, that was why at each and every season of the electioneering campaign, they then come on to you. They give you, with new technology, recharge cards. Some will accept liquid cash, maybe 500 naira, 8,000 naira, maximum, maybe 5,000 naira. You all will be given a token, and that money that the politicians are giving you came from somewhere. So in other words, what the politicians they've done according to those first three layers: economic, politics, and the court systems and the police. They've studied you that you don't know. And because they've studied you, it was a game of the mind. And so long as they can play on your mind, you're finished. You Nigerians allowed politicians to play on your mind because you don't have any economic power. They bought each and every one of you with their money. And when they bought each and every one of you, either through recharge cards or whatever, the money came from somewhere. And what you lot are now crying over right now, that the dollar has gone over 1,000 naira benchmark to the dollar, is because they paid you. And when they were paying you, that money came from somewhere, and that money will have to be returned to its source, where the money came from. Just like you and I, like I said, that we are mere mortal, and we will return back to our source. It is the same way spiritually. You took that money from them. They either borrowed that money from somewhere, to which they will have to return that money back to its source. And what you and many people are now crying over today is the fact that the politicians, they've already mapped out the way they will get that money off you. They give you 500 naira recharge card, 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira. All of you, you were collecting it. The payback time is what exactly you are now paying for in terms of the removal of subsidy. Simple. And then inflation. You think politicians are stupid? They are not stupid. Because you had already been paid. And when you were being paid, some of you said, oh, it is our turn. I'm not saying it is not your turn. Your turn is there. But mind you, many of you believe you've got, oh, my brother is in abroad, in Congo budget, things can never be worse. Eventually, my brother will not see me starve. You are going to starve to death. Because you collecting blood money and then not doing the right thing from the conscience of your heart. You've offended God. So, politicians, they bought each and every one of you. They bought themselves dollars, billions of naira, floating pre-elections. And what then happened? The winner takes it all. Yeah, Darani Jojuwon, you're welcome. Long time. I was struck by Facebook, and I'm using a different studio to stream. You've been struck, and now that you are struck, you see, the court system. Let's take the court system. The politicians said to you, if you're not happy, take your case to the court, because they were controlling the court system and the police. You've never believed this. You've never seen this coming. I was giving you guys the hint and the coded information. Did you believe me? The answer is no. You never did. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the executive president. And I said to people, I said, Atiku and Peter Obi, they're just wasting their time. I've never seen a situation anywhere that the president has been declared winner, sworn in, and then removed. It's not going to happen. It won't. Forget it. I'm not a Bola Bola Ahmed Tinubu person. I'm not Atiku and I'm not a Peter Obi person. The only thing I was interested in is they should return Nigeria back to the 1963 regional formation. I'm not even interested anymore in any Yoruba nation, because the journey of the Yoruba nation has been, guess what, screwed up. Let them return Nigeria back to the 1963 constitution. If they are unable to do that, then the structure is already there. Southwest, South-South, Southeast, North Central, Northeast, Northwest. 6 geopolitical zones that Sani Abacha created. Let us go back to the 6 geopolitical zones. Let each region control their territory. Let them control their resources. I'm coming back to that later. You see, the court system, based from the foundation of an economic power to politics, because economic power determines politics. And politics, the moment that has been decided, politics will decide what goes on at the court system. And you've just seen that classic example displayed within the Nigerian political system. I am nobody to you and millions of you, but in the eyes of the Almighty God, the Mighty One, I am someone. I am someone because the message, the spiritual source of all creation, asked me to deliver to humanity. I will, and nobody can change that, because I'm scared of no one, like it or not. It is death that will end my life, and the same death that I'm not scared of will equally end your own life too. Òṣèré, òṣèré, ikú ló máa gbẹ̀yìn àwa méjèèjì. Ó sọ òtítọ́, ó sọ òtítọ́, ikú ló máa gbẹ̀yìn wa. We will all end up 6 feet below ground. It will end one day. You and I will come to an end one day. Because guess what? All powers belongs to God. Listen, I have a lot to say. I'm not going to go into many of these details today. Bamidele Michael Akorede, I can see you. You're watching the live stream from Sweden. I know that. It is my first stream a long time, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to work on the new technology using to stream. The quality and everything is superb, which is fine by me. It's just for me to work on how I'm going to integrate all the pages together in the studio. A lot has been going on. But because I have been on 1 hour 48 minutes, no, 1 hour 22 minutes, if you care to join me, I think I'm going to come back later on and I'm going to figure out how to integrate the remaining pages onto the new studio. Join me later on in the evening because I've got a lot to dish out to you. If this is your first time joining us, don't forget to go right, because Facebook struck me. Go back. There is the probability that you might have been disabled. Click the like and the following button. Subscribe onto our YouTube channel. And I would love to see some of you back later on this evening on the second leg of this show. At least that will give me the opportunity to work out and fine-tune the back-end technical bits that I have been unable to do. Now, before I go, many of you, I want to play this for you. I got this and I love it. And this, at some point in time when I come in onto my live stream, I'll start playing that. It is an Akure Oloyemekun anthem that was sent to me, and I made up this. Watch this. It's really nice and very pleasing to the ears. Akure Oloyemekun anthem. Listen to it. This is NuMedia TV in London. Live stream with confidence. Akure Oloyemekun anthem.
Jula
You see, Akure Oloyemekun anthem, totally different from the Yoruba Nation national anthem that was composed by the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. So, in Akure land, I'm happy to announce to you that we've got our own anthem, and it is specific to anyone, descendants of Akure land. See, when I describe myself, I'll tell you. Èmi ni ọmọ amúdà sílẹ̀ fi ogun inú pani. Èmi ni ọmọ igi mẹ́ta òkè ẹ̀dá. Ọmọ amúdà sílẹ̀. Yes, I will first. You can see we've got Ida. You see, when you look at the Akure monarchy, you see, we've got the Adeshida ruling house. Adeshida, Ida, Adeshida, Ake Ida, Omawa Lowo Makure anytime. So before you venture fight an Akure sons or daughters, think twice. Think. Because of all Yoruba tribes, let me assure you, I'm a very, very proud, conservative Akure son. Very proud. I'm proud to have come from Akure, and I think that spirit of Akure that is in me is unexplainable, because Akures are warriors, and you can't cheat Akure sons or daughters. I'm a very proud Akure son. I'm proud of my Kabiyesi Oba Alade Toyinbo, the Deji. I'm the Deji of Akure land. I'm very proud of him, in as much as I came from a family of the king makers. The throne of the Deji is a very powerful and mighty one in Yoruba land, and I'm very proud of my Kabiyesi Oba Alade Toyinbo, because ẹni tí throne yẹn tí ò bá wà entitled sí kò lè débẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ ọba náà ń jẹ ọba ní orílẹ̀-èdè Àkúrẹ́. Àkúrẹ́ ò dàbí àwọn ìlú Yorùbá mi. Kábíyèsí o, Ọba Aládé Tóyìnbó, kí adé kó pẹ́ lórí kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ o. Orí ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ òun ni mo wà o, kábíyèsí o. And then Odope Tutu my brother, just like Kabiesi Olufalaye, the former secretary to the government of the Federation of Nigeria under Ibrahim Babangida, brilliant, talented economist. Akure is blessed with talents, and amongst the talents was my own father too, the late engineer Zacchaeus Andubelu. Akure will never be short of talent anywhere in the world. We're spread. Akure descendants are spread all over the world, and they are all excelling. But the glory of Akure land is there physically for everybody to see. Tolerate nonsense. You really the Akure guys. Please, let's reassemble back. I will try and fix all the technical bits and pieces, because I've got to talk to you later on today. I'll try as much as possible to come back live. I want to go in the next show, hopefully this evening, because there's a lot that's been going on. I'm going to go into Dele Momodu and Bola Tinubu. I'm going to go into the Afrobeat legacy. Let's take Dele Momodu and Bola Tinubu. I'm going to tell you how Dele Momodu got involved with Bola Tinubu to build his business empire, Ovation Magazine. You know, I've been calling this man a Bolekaja journalist. Nobody does. Nobody does. So how Dele Momodu got himself involved with Bola Tinubu to build his business enterprise, the Ovation Magazine, and how Dele Momodu screwed up some people in the UK during their struggle. Don't get me wrong. During their struggle for Nadeco, I will tell you all those secrets. Dele Momodu, I repeat, is a Bolekaja journalist. Then we're going to go into Afrobeat legacy. Then we touch on Israel-Hamas conflict in the second part today. Then followed by Bola Tinubu presidency and the Supreme Court judgment. Gumi versus Femi Fani Kayode. We go into that. So if you are privileged that you are here right now, please join me later on today. I'll try and fix the back end technical issue on the stream so that at least Hello E-Magazine, NuMedia TV on Facebook will function. I know for a fact that my personal page, Frank Bello NuMedia TV on YouTube, are functioning. Join me and usually we will dissect everything accordingly. And until that time, let's reassemble back later on in the evening. Check and click the like, following, and then like the page on YouTube, and then subscribe to the channel so that you get alerted. Until that time, let's bring this stream to an end. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and stay cool. I have to bring this back because that was the wrong stream. Let me bring in the closing stream. That wasn't what was supposed to play, and I'm gonna bring the closing stream right onto your platform. I think it is this one actually. No, closing stream. Okay, here we are. Guys, let's bring it in.